You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Oh no! Looks at Emma.
Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Looks at Emma.
Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. We are continuing on in the third case, the kidnap turnabout. Oh, God, Oldbag. Ugh. I came to this stadium to take a short break. Okay, I think I said all this last time, so let's see. We glanced over, saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It's a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
I can tell this is an important piece of testimony, but she's rather vague in a few spots.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to do some pressing for sure.
I suppose this means I'm going to have to talk with her some more.
Alright, let's have this torture session begin.
Hold it!
You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger?
You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that you would scar a child for life, you know. Well, that's why I chose to come to take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids.
The dead badger, oh my god. So, what did you see while you, the Pink Badger, were resting?
Oh yes, that! Well. Okay, it's over.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me?
They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that.
But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful.
Oh my! Don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. You know you're the only one for me, Edgy Poo. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth.
Kay, please, don't. I'm not worked up over anyone. And I'm not jealous. The only person I would be jealous over is Phoenix Wright, and he's not here.
It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just fowls compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid my eyes on them. Okay, loud gunshot.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place.
Absolutely! That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat! What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help.
Who did you, like... I'm just wondering, because oh, did anybody actually call it in? I don't know. Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body.
Actually, no, that makes sense, because if she did call for help, maybe that's why Lang and his men showed up, right? Although the fact he's from Interpol and interfering with this is strange, you know?
Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony.
Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we?
You have no idea. While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
So, about this new problem.
What is that giant grin on your face for?
Do you want me to show you something really nice?
No, thank you. I'm a little afraid of what you think is nice.
Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're going to like.
What is that gadget you're holding? It looks like a fancy phone compared to what I have.
What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief.
Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Wow! Rude! Excuse me, talking about rude, and here I am yawning.
Aw, don't be like that. Ahem.
What?
What do you think now?
What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air. How is that even possible?
I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains, all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
What the? Oh, man. I know this game is not blind, but it still takes me aback. Like, wow. It's kind of cool, though. Actually, really cool. So this is the recreation. What is this?
This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief.
Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far.
Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see. Miss Oldbag said that the two men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground.
Ah, so with this we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past.
See? So, what do you think?
It's ridiculous, but also really cool. I have to say, I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days.
Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yadagarasu.
Indeed.
Oh, but if there isn't enough information or if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange.
In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony.
You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Sorry, I flicked my nose, suddenly got really stuffy, so I'd probably sound weird. Sorry, guys.
Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay?
Alright. Alright, looking around.
That's pretty cool. Let's see their reactions.
This is amazing! Just feel the power of science!
Okay. Alright, Oldbag.
What is this? Some sort of new attraction?
Okay, let's look at this.
According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here.
That's right, but...
But if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction.
Huh? What? Where?
If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item?
I'm guessing it would be this? Because nothing else has to do with the body. So I'm just gonna say...
Take that!
this.
This is the contradiction.
Is something wrong with my recreation?
If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one?
Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right?
Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
Edgy poo! How can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down.
You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood.
Okay. Let's look at the killer now. Oh, no? Nothing else to look at? Let's just see if we could do logic then. Kidnapper. Oh, the victim was in a costume. So that could be connected to why there's no blood on the ground. And... whoosh!
Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume?
So, you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers?
I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes,
then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground.
Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume.
You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Oh no!
Looks at Emma. Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Looks at Emma.
Alright, game, you're making it pretty obvious. I mean, why else is she here, right? Let's talk to her. This is amazing. Okay. Footprint analysis, please.
Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints.
Ah! Finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed.
Yes, well, expert is a nice way of putting it, I suppose. Can you detect and trace even partial footprints?
Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything.
Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area.
Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Alright. There we go. She has a lot of ground to cover. Hey, I found something. Look, right there.
I don't see anything.
Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth.
These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume.
Judging by the way the prints are layered, Those seem to be the newest.
Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time.
Alright.
Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters.
How would Little Thief even know what a badger costume looks like? You know, it's not really realistic, but oh well. The game's like, shh, don't question it.
I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info.
Okay. Investigation complete. Alrighty.
So the victim was wearing a costume when he died.
And with that, we should be one step closer to the edge. I mean, to the truth, right?
I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention.
What do you want?
Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please.
Dang it. I was hoping we were done with her. But no such luck. Alright.
I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over, saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
It's exactly the same.
So, does this mean that Miss Oldbag's testimony has a contradiction in it?
Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation.
See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to put into the recreation.
For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony.
Alright. Okay. I saw two men. Gunshot, person who shot fell to the ground. Two things here. Okay. So I think it's either this one or I think it's this one. She saw two men. But the thing is, if someone was in a costume, how do you know that they're two men?
Objection!
Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time.
Aha!
Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony.
Wah!
I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all.
But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier.
The second tier?
Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense.
I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense.
No, she has literal screws loose. That's what's on her head right there.
The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs. Which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up.
Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there?
Well, I know I saw two people. But I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow.
Ah, that's new.
My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. Oh my god, I could spot a good man from 100 feet away. In a flash, I'd go after him and he'd run.
Okay. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? This woman's too worked up.
You got it. Okay, investigation part 2. Okay, she mentioned the stage's shadow. Now we can examine. It looks like they broke the stage down. Okay. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. Ah, is that so? Actually, let's see. Do we have a logic? Stage was packed up in the shadow of the stage. Stage I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away. Alright, and whoosh! If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Ah. Interesting. Something's up here. There is clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. And I am a thief after all. I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? The players are not that dumb, you know. Yes, well, I can't help it. They designed me this way. In any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Oldbag?
Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage.
See? Now let me update the info in the simulation. Alright. Oh no. The sexy man is coming. Well, we will deal with him and his entourage in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure to ring the bell for notifications for new episodes. You can follow me on Twitch where I stream, and also follow me on Twitter for updates. Until next time, have a nice day. Adios!